link here. With the headline of the economy remains prone to setbacks as the understatement of 2020 here. Still a lot of days left to go, and I guess in my industry with like oil and gas, it doesn't seem to be bouncing back as quickly as most people would imagine. I know a lot of oil companies have done their layoffs. They've been trying to hedge their bets to try to pay off dividends for investors. It's been a rough going, not just in my industry, but in others as well, like strictly due to COVID. All right, what's the next little part of it? Ooh, the big one, with the new iPhone 12. I'm filming this on an iPhone X, I believe, so I've missed at least like 5 different generations here, and I love what they did with this, because it really talks to about a lot of the comments I've seen with the newest iPhone. Really is just the same iPhone with like a few different upgrades here and there, but they're not like anything spectacular, which kind of goes to show you either that Apple is trying to play it safe and not try to push the envelope too much like as during the Jobs era, or they're just kind of like working on things that they're still developing, still not able to really hone down. And especially in the way this economy is progressing here, I don't think they want to make too big of bets this year or even next year. Like the biggest thing that they wanted to add was the 5G, which going through like the 3G and 4G and 4G LTE phases, you can definitely see a difference, but I think these speed differences now are going to be so incremental that like it's not that big of a player anymore. Like you can't really they comment here like justifying the price is still saying the same, even though like 5G really isn't like a huge boost in speed, and even with like some of the like rumors that Apple intentionally slows down your phone to just get you to probably to buy the next one. I don't believe that, and I also don't believe that you should have the prices the same if you're really not adding too much. If in fact you're probably taking away from anything like particularly new. And I guess like one of the big things that people commented on was like the boxes don't come with any headphones or charging bricks, which like if you've been in the Apple ecosystem for a while, you have tons of those laying around. You probably step on them like Legos sometimes. I can see why they're doing it now, but for people just now coming in, it kind of sucks. You don't get that nice little like all-inclusive package, but you know, like that's the breaks in the way this year has played out. Alrighty, Q3 earnings, the Great Awakening. So I saw this on like another newsletter called The Hustle by Sam Parr. Like he goes a bit deeper into the JP Morgan Q3 earnings. I think they like, let me actually look into that real quick. Oh no, it was Morgan Stanley. But let's see. I guess we can get back to Morning Brew here, but let's say they barely set aside any money for loan losses and revealing muscular profits. I've never heard of a prophet being muscular. So, and coming from a training background, I don't apply finance to physical prowess. So let's see. Much stronger than beating profit estimates and setting aside low money for loan losses. Only one of its 4 major units, consumer banking, saw revenue and profits decline. Let's see. Expect loan losses to escalate. Start buying back shares again if regulators will allow it. Interesting. The results are viewed as a barometer of the economy and financial markets. So I guess what that means is if JP Morgan's doing good, we're doing good as a global economy here. Let's see. Executives are careful not to offer too sunny an outlook because Congress has failed to pass another stimulus bill. Again, this is more like micro events here. I would say that things are going to probably trend up because the way that JP Morgan as the barometer of global GDP seems to be the key indicator for further growth. So look more to the macro view of this versus a second stimulus bill being released. Money will still be in circulation. It's not going away anytime soon. So yeah, there's so much uncertainty. If better outcomes happen, we're over reserved. If the double dip happens, we'd be under reserved. So this is a non-answer to how bad do you think this is going? I hate shit like this because it doesn't really tell you what are your bets that it's going to be good? What are your bets that it's going to be bad? What's the logic behind it? That's really the questions you should be asking. And as a person who gets asked these questions, being honest about it. I understand your job may be on the line with what you say and your PR, but it's one of those things you gotta tell it to me straight, Low interest rates hurt JP Morgan's results in a predictable way. Okay, so not surprising stuff from Reuters, the Reuters article linked here. But again, seems to be looking up. With states easing restrictions, corporate finance shouldn't be as bad. Well, no shit. No duh. Sorry. Apologize for the profanity. With a lot more businesses opening, at least in more capacity at the very least, I do believe you're going to see a little bit of an uptick here. And honestly, with holidays and stuff coming up, you're not going to see too much growth, as I think that people will be staying with their families and eating in, cooking, all that stuff. I know me personally, don't really go out too much to eat. We have leftovers to last a week for a family of 4 plus the extended family to eat. So there's really not that much of a push to increase sales, I guess restaurants and social outing wise. Another big one that I think I can do a hot take on is the Facebook ban hammer, banning ads that discourage vaccination. So don't quote me on this, but there are hundreds of vaccines that are in development right now for COVID, and I wouldn't trust any of them right now. You look at the potential upside downside of taking these vaccines, regardless if you're getting microchipped and all this other bull snap. the the way that these are developed and the way the vaccines are developed, it takes time, it takes testing, and you don't want to have this be some type of experimental thing on your body, because if the potential downside is you die, even with coronavirus, like potential downside, you die. That's something that you don't want to take lightly. What you can do is like be active, have your, I guess like vitamins, minerals, like kind of micronutrient levels in check. Wash your hands. I know like wearing a mask is kind of like here or there. I see many different stories on like mask versus no mask versus just stay the hell inside. I really don't have a clear understanding of it to be able to say like this is what I definitively believe, but by discouraging vaccination or banning as a discouraged vaccination, I think that that's sort of putting your hands in things that you shouldn't be putting your hands in. I do believe that people should be informed. I do believe that we shouldn't make a quick rush solution to vaccination. But in the meantime, like be healthy, stay healthy, like get some sunlight in open areas. Do the due diligence to your body and yourself to be able to protect yourself from certain like pathogens like this. We're only human. We aren't invincible as much as we'd like to believe, and I think the biggest thing here is I guess it is Facebook that like can manage what they show on their on their site, but like if anything, just get off of Facebook. Don't like it. With the way that things are going, it seems like you can kind of pick and choose what you want to ban and not ban and show and not show just based on getting eyeballs on your screen. I really don't use Facebook other than for marketplace most of the time. Like I see people sharing stuff and I just go straight to marketplace to try to see if there's any gym equipment or if there's any deals I can find. Like honestly, if someone could just make a Facebook Marketplace clone that allows you to do that, and I know Craigslist and OfferUp and all this other stuff is out there, but Facebook seems to have gotten my attention with it and keeps it. So if anyone has that or can steal it from Facebook, like you got at least one customer here. And then the sponsor post on the Motley Fool. It's interesting when I see stuff like this where like it claims like 9 times better than S&P average, when all the stuff I've seen is don't try to pick stocks, just like ride the wave. Like you're gonna get a 7% annualized return on your investment there. But then I see, ooh, okay, like highly researched, like biz behemoths like Netflix, Baidu, and Nvidia. Like great, you made some good picks, but you probably are cherry picking what you chose right and what you chose wrong. Like that's part of hedging your bets, is you're not going to pick winners all the time. I mean, you like great. Like, I'm glad they're a sponsor, but not for me. Big Sun takes on Big Oil. So the like Cliff's notes of this is that solar projects are getting cheaper and easier to manufacture and install. And you had, I guess, a dude from the IEA, the director of the IEA, saying he sees solar becoming the new king of the world electricity markets. And if you look at some of the bets that people like Tesla and a few other these like renewable companies coming up, they're starting to hire in force. Like looking at LinkedIn, looking at Indeed, there's quite a few like smaller renewable companies looking into these photovoltaics in major cities, especially in Texas, where like sunlight is like upwards of 60-70% of the time like during the year. So like in that sense, if you're looking to pivot from a like non-renewable to renewable space, and you have like some type of background in project management, you know, you might be able to leverage those skills in communication, presentations, data analysis. It's just going to be in a different form. You may have to do a little bit of reading up on some of these new technologies like wind and solar and how they work. But honestly, it's not like that much of a stretch to be able to learn. And just like from here in 2025, solar power is expected to overtake coal as the largest means of energy production. I would say that's a very, what's the word? It's a very optimistic outlook. I don't think that coal, or I guess like in terms of like combined cycle natural gas power plants, which have coal and natural gas as a way of like kind of hedging the like price and availability of both those non-renewables. 5 years doesn't seem like a long enough timeline in order for solar to overtake it. I know like with the, I guess, kind of exponential curve in these like solar like feasibility studies and such, like that I may be wrong, but with the incentives currently, I don't think that there's that much of a push. That being said, like Tesla and the behemoth that it is, trying to get into the solar space is promising in the sense that like you can get a job with Tesla, be a part of a big whole thing, and like it integrates well with the electric cars type of thing. Like when you have a Tesla and you have solar panels in your roof, like you're able to like mitigate the costs of electricity that you're doing charging your damn car. It's one of those things where like it's a good move, but this time like I still think people do not judge the timelines effectively. I'm sure if you look back 5-10 years ago, you're going to see the same things where it's like, oh, it's the next 5 years, the next 10 years, and here we are. People need to really like check themselves in that sense. Ooh, I guess that stock. Yesterday, Justin Bieber dropped the limited edition Crocs collab. Who the hell wears Crocs anymore? I know they've changed their look, but I still see the freaking duck shoes that that one baseball teammate would have, and you just roast him the whole damn time. But good for Justin Bieber. And then a KFC branded Croc. Maybe I should look into the Croc game. It seems like that's making a resurgence, which I am not here for. Yeah, I guess that was the stock here that like just freaking plummeted in mid-March or early March, and then is starting to climb throughout these past like COVID months. I guess people were really looking for slippers, and some of these celebrities and brands really got on it. Yeah, and exactly the point. Pandemic and work from home have brought a few trends back, and Crocs has function over form because you can slip them on and go out even if you look like the dorkiest person in the world. And this is like past Zuckerberg wearing a like a bucket of sunscreen while surfing, or Bill Gates trying to dance at like the Microsoft launch with like Steve Ballmer. Like dorkier than that type of thing. All right, and the quick hits. Supreme Court allowed Trump administration to wind down counting for the census a month early. census is the census. AMC warned investors it could run out of cash by early 2021. Not surprising. They're really trying. They are, but I think more people are going to invest in their home theater setup or even an outdoor home theater setup than paying for movies. And streaming is a lower cost option, as we've seen with the train wreck that was Mulan, but very effective execution, but still a train wreck. Delta said business travel is down 85%, but corporate customers are coming back slowly. Yes, as you lift restrictions, that's going to happen. Not too much of a surprise. And then Blue Origin, which I found on like the Hustle too, and I have a friend that works for them currently over in Seattle, launched this new Shepard spacecraft for the 7th time. So testing NASA gear for future missions. I really hope that this is like a continual trend. The space race and the space age is something that I feel needs to come back. It's something that you want to that you want to see more of, because that's how you get innovation. That's how you get iPhones that aren't the same all the time. That's how you get the next type of iPhone, whether it's Apple or not. So, just my opinion. Top 100 movies on Netflix. Books on investing. Honestly, don't get books on investing. Just follow like Boglehead's advice as far as get index funds and go through it. The better way to make money instead of picking stocks. You're not Warren Buffett. You're not Charlie Munger. Just ride the wave. And then check your registration status with Brew Votes. I'm glad that people are promoting voting. It's one of the things that, like, it seems this election has really honed down on, and I'm glad that they're doing it without like advocating for here or there type of thing. And that's it really. I know they have like trivia stuff at the bottom, so you can look at that and see how well you are. Like, it's like this list of acronyms. Some of these I've seen on like Twitter for a while, like NASA, National Aeronautics and Space Administration, SEC, Southeastern Conference if you're into football. Otherwise, it's some type of like economic or tax thing. IMF, International Monetary Fund, which we talked about earlier in the video here. FTC, Federal Trade Commission. Don't know what they do, but that's what I know. EBITDA, which is, I want to say some type of economic principle. I've seen it. I just don't remember what it is. They need to make another acronym because I have no clue what this means. Oh, and they have the answers here. So that one was earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization. So it is a business thing. It's one of those things where you got to look at your earning, or I guess, yeah, I'm not even gonna bullshit here. So this was my morning brew review for Wednesday, October 14th edition here. I thought this was a good little bit. My video setup is very crude right now. I'm legit just going on a phone and using a ring light here, along with some backlights, which like worked out pretty well. But yeah, subscribe to the Morning Brew. They definitely give a pretty broad brush of what's going on in the world, and give you ample enough information to look into, as I did here. It was like a 25-minute foray into looking into this, and even then I took a very kind of picking at my food type of stroke at it, and focus on what I wanted to focus on. So it has like kind of a little bit of everything for everyone. If you're into stocks, you got stocks. If you're in like business, you got business. If you're into just current events, you got your current events. And if you're into technology and engineering and kind of like the broad applications of those, like I am, you can really get deep into that, and even from that, probably judge some trends. So, thanks for watching. Let me know if you want to like see more of this, or